Just because we disagree doesn't mean I'm judging you. Hey guys, it's John here in the studio drinking a lovely mug of coffee. Last coffee for a short while. I wanted to hop on and talk about this because, I am an open book and I speak my truth openly. And when someone puts a comment on the videos, I sometimes say I respect your beliefs, I simply disagree. Or I'll say, well, but what about this, And what's interesting is some people think just because I disagree, I'm judging them. That couldn't be further from the truth. And there's a reason why it couldn't be further from the truth. As I said many times on this channel, I'm only speaking my truth. But I'm not trying to sway yours. I'm not trying to put you into a box where you have to believe what I believe. That's what religions do. And you saying something that I disagree with, and you're going to find that I disagree with a lot because I think it's so simple we have a hard time comprehending it. And when I see people putting things in there that make it further away from turning inward to yourself, then I disagree. But that doesn't mean I'm judging you. People will often get angry with me because they think I'm judging people. I'm not judging at all. In all honesty, I respect your beliefs because I truly believe what my mom said, which was spirituality is a personal journey. I don't care. That sounds terrible to say. I don't care what you choose, because to care what you choose would mean that I'm judging what you choose. I respect it. I listen to it. I hear it, but I'm not emotionally invested in what you're choosing because of the fact that, unless you're being harmful. If you're on my channel and you're being vitriolic and harmful and calling names and getting angry and using all caps and exclamation points and all that stuff, I'm just going to block you from my channel, because if we can't be civil in the comments, then I'm going to push you off the channel. But if you think about it from the perspective of when you're hearing someone disagree with you and you jump into a defensive posture, that's because you are really looking at someone who disagrees with you as opposition. I'm not opposing you. I have no opposition against you at all, unless you're doing harmful, hateful, or fearful things. Then I will oppose you every day of the week. You do harmful, hateful, or fearful things in my living room, which is my comments section under my videos, then I'm going to call you out on it and I'm going to kick you out. I truly believe that God speaks to us in feelings. And when I see someone reacting in such a way, I know they're reacting instead of acting. I know they haven't taken a breath or an exhale before they spoke, before they typed. I will usually give someone a pass the first time, but when they continue, like I'll get into a conversation with somebody and say, there was no judgment of this, and then they come back and they start yelling some more, bam, they're gone, because I'm just not wasting my time with someone who's just trying to prove themselves right. I'm not trying to prove myself right in anything I do. It's not up for me to tell you what's right for you. Spirituality is a personal journey. And when you look at it from that perspective, then if that's what you want to go down, I have a very good friend. I call him a very good friend. I've only met him through Zoom calls and private sessions, but he is a practitioner of the law of one. Now, doesn't ring true to me. I absolutely adore the guy. Absolutely adore the guy. He's such a loving, caring individual, and the more I speak with him, the more I like him. And I think he has found his personal spiritual journey, and I think that's wonderful. Do I disagree with what he believes? Absolutely, I disagree with what he believes. But we have come to a place where we can talk openly about what we believe. And he tells me, well, in the law of one, they would say this. And I'd say, well, I would say it's so far simpler, and it's this, right? There's nothing wrong with having that kind of discourse. To say you disagree with someone is not judging them. But to get angry when someone disagrees with you has nothing to do with their belief. Has everything to do with yours. You're feeling you have to be right. And that means you're trying to dictate to somebody else what they're supposed to believe. And once you start doing that, then you're going down the road of creating your own religion. And you're creating your own dogmas and pathways away from yourself. And you're trying to sway other people to the path that you've chosen. There's, for me, it always comes down to a very couple things. Love one another. Period. Get very present and get very fearless. Love one another, get very present, get very fearless. You do that, your life will turn out wonderfully. But most people are trying to put a structure around it to understand it or get in their head about how it should be. But there are no shoulds. Don't should on yourself, right? And don't argue with others about what they believe, because it's their belief. Unless they're, like I said, doing something harmful, hateful, or fearful. And then you absolutely should call them out on that. And the way I call people out on that, I say, I do not accept the fear you're offering. My God is love. There's no reason to get into a screaming match because nobody is listening in a screaming match. They're just defending. And in defense, all you're caring about is keeping your area safe as opposed to actually having a human discourse where you can discuss things openly. But the second someone starts using all caps and exclamation points and starts yelling and screaming and getting angry that and saying you're judging me because you don't agree with me, I turn off. I don't listen because you're not in a mode of being able to be receptive to a civil conversation. You're just trying to prove yourself right. And in that case, I'm not going to waste my time trying to sway you to my beliefs because I don't think it's right for me to do so. As I said, I am speaking my truth. I'm not trying to sway you to them. I'm only speaking my truth. And so if we disagree, I'm not judging you. That's the other thing about this video. People will often come back and say, well, you said this. And I'll say, show me where I said that because I never said that. People will imbue something I said as fact when in reality it's what they are choosing me to have said. And so I just don't, I don't engage in it because it's like if someone says to me, you said this, I will say, you show me where, and they never can because I didn't say what they said. I also had someone refer to me the other day as an antichrist, and it wasn't meant to be a harmful statement, but he referred to me that way, and I commented and I said, please don't refer to me as the antichrist, and he freaked out and said, I'm going to unsubscribe and I'm not going to comment in your section anymore. All I said was, please don't refer to me as the antichrist. That was them reacting to me disagreeing with being called the antichrist. And so to me, it always comes down to if you're that defensive and that in such a reaction, then you're going to end up being in a situation where you're just going to live a really rough life because everybody on earth thinks something different. And if you're trying to sway them all to your belief or you're trying to, say things that are in alignment with yours or to say that people said things that are in alignment with your beliefs when they didn't, that has nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with you. And so in my opinion, if you're looking for me to judge you, if you're believing I'm judging you, I think you ought to rethink that because I'm not. I truly believe that spirituality is a personal journey. I have friends who are Muslim, Christian, Wiccan, Buddhists, Baha'i, atheists, agnostics, or Greek Orthodox. I have friends of all sorts, and they are my friends, and we never argue about that stuff. We sometimes will discuss the various differences, but we all respect each other's beliefs. The question is, if someone disagrees with you and you want to argue about it, it's because you're not respecting their beliefs. That's my opinion on that. So I just wanted to hop on and say this, and you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.